Raining and traffic at the same time in San Antonio is the worst combination possible. So you're thinking about moving to San Antonio, Texas, and you want to know the truth of how bad this place can be. Don't get me wrong, I'm born and raised here, absolutely love it, will never leave. I do know that San Antonio has some major negatives, and in this video, I'm going to give you the reasons of why you should consider living somewhere else. Now, if this is the first time to this channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video, and make sure you tap that bell for notifications so you'll be the first to know about the current updates in the San Antonio market. My name is Chris Galvan with the San Antonio Home Group, and we get calls all the time from people just like you wanting to make a move to San Antonio. We absolutely love it, and we would love to talk with you. So whether you are needing to move in 3 weeks, 3 months, or even about a year, we would love to help. Drop us a line, send us a text, shoot us an email. We can jump on a Zoom, jump on a phone call. Love to get started with you. All of our information is in the description below. We would love to help you make a smooth transition to San Antonio, Texas. The main reason that San Antonio just sucks, and you shouldn't live here, is the traffic. San Antonio is growing at a rapid pace. We are set to have about 3 million people here in about 7 years. Everyone in San Antonio for the last 3 or 4 years has been talking about how horrible the traffic is. I can attest to it. I live it every single day. And the city just isn't really set up to have the infrastructure to handle this many people. Being one of the fastest growing cities in the United States, we're sitting at about 1.5 million people here right now, and we're the 7th largest city in the country. The problem is in 2030, which is in 7 years, we're going to be at around 3 million people. The infrastructure, the roads, the way that the highways are designed right now cannot handle that many people today. So they're doing a lot of things to alleviate it. But what we're dealing with now is a ton of construction, more traffic jams, more rush hour headaches. So please remember, if you're moving here, to plan out where you're going to live. You're going to plan out your work commute, all of those things to make sure that you're not sitting in traffic and just literally hating your life. So traffic, probably the number one worst part about San Antonio. Reason number 2, the weather. Now, if you're coming from California or you're coming from the West Coast, you are going to have to get used to the humidity. It is pretty hot here all the time. It is also pretty humid. I've been around on Christmas Day when it's 81 degrees, and it's also can be 29 degrees. The weather is rather unpredictable, kind of bipolar, but most of the time what you're gonna get is you're gonna get a really hot summer that lasts 9 months, and it's just going to be humid, it's gonna be gross, and you're just gonna have to get used to it. Now, the upside of the weather is that you can play golf or go outside and do a lot of things outdoors basically all year round. Another main reason that San Antonio is not that desirable is public transportation is pretty poor. We don't have really trains, we don't have trolleys, we have a bus system, but it's okay. But in general, if you want to get around, you're gonna have to drive. You can Uber, you can Lyft, all great, just cost some money. But generally, San Antonio isn't really set up for really good public transportation. Another negative of San Antonio is San Antonio is really not known for an active outdoor lifestyle. So if you are into sports or running or taking your dog to the park and doing those types of things, that's not really San Antonio. We're more Spurs and tacos and margaritas, which is fun and great. But biggest complaints that I get from people living here is that they cannot stop eating tacos and they gain a lot of weight and they are rather unhealthy. So if you are an active person that likes to go out and do active things like go running, take your dog to the dog park, or do things like that, we just don't have what a lot of other cities have. We're not an active lifestyle community, although we are getting a little bit better. Another thing that San Antonio gets a lot of heat for is it really doesn't have a great nightlife. It really doesn't have a young social scene. So growing up here, I can attest to that. There wasn't a lot of places to go, a lot of things to do compared to Austin or Houston or Dallas. We have a lot of chain restaurants. We have some like local or really cool restaurants, but we don't have a lot of choices when it comes to fun places to go out. We are getting better, but if you're going to compare us to the other large cities in Texas, we're probably dead last as far as trendy, fun places to go out. So if you're young, if you're single, and you want to move here and you want to meet someone, you can, but you're probably going to meet someone a little bit easier in Dallas, Houston, or Austin. It is what it is. But once you get married and you have kids and all that type of stuff, San Antonio is a really, really great place to live. For now, limited nightlife options, limited restaurants. We are getting better though. If you're moving to Texas in general, you're moving to San Antonio, what you're going to realize is that we pay a lot in property taxes. Property taxes are going up substantially over the last few years. And some states that don't have property taxes don't ever deal with that. They may have state income tax. But here in Texas and in San Antonio, as the demand is growing so much more to live here, the property taxes are just getting crazy. So please be prepared for paying anywhere from $400 extra a month in property taxes all the way up to $2,000 extra dollars a month, sometimes even more for the really expensive homes in nice areas. But just know that you basically have another mortgage in some cases with your property taxes. All right. So I asked friends and family on Facebook what things they hate about San Antonio. So I'm going to read you some of those things. Construction, the heat, slow growth from the city standpoint, rising crime, look it up, allergies, not enough taco cabanas, that's actually a problem sometimes, huge city with small town mentality, bad drivers, inconsiderate drivers, people that don't know how to drive in the rain. The list goes on and on. But at the end of the day, San Antonio definitely has things that aren't that great, like every city. I live here. I love San Antonio, but I'm being real. I can go on and on about other things that people are saying about San Antonio. The reality is that every city has its issues. If you are moving to San Antonio, just know it's got its own issues. And those are some of the issues. The ones that I experienced personally, traffic. I'm used to the heat, and it's one of those things I'm just used to, but a lot of people here, when they get here, they're just not used to it and they hate it. Super humid. I don't personally experience a ton of the crime, but I know the crime rates are rising. You can look that up. It does feel like a small town, and the drivers suck, especially when it rains. But overall, I love San Antonio. It's just got its issues. So if you are thinking about moving, drop me a line, leave a comment. What are the things that you feel like San Antonio sucks at? Let me know. Love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Again, Chris Galvan with the San Antonio Home Group. I'd love to be your San Antonio homeboy. We'll see you on the next one.
When they filled up with cash, call me honey, give me money and designer for the ass.